Casper Ruud made a name for himself after winning his first ATP championship at the 2020 Argentina Open. Since then, he has won 6 more titles and cemented his place in the top 10 rankings. The Norwegian is renowned for his massive forehand and clay court exploits, where he can send opponents far behind the baseline with his powerful topspin strokes. So keep watching to find out the biggest rivals he's ever played against. First up, at number 7, Andrei Rublev. One of the ATP Tour's players who has improved the most recently is Casper Ruuds. The Norwegian, who was long thought of as a clay court specialist, has shown this season that he has a strong all-around game on hard courts. The athlete confesses that Andrei Rublev is his greatest competition on the circuit, and that Rafael Nadal is his constant opponent in both tennis and golf. The Norwegian defeated Marcos Goran with ease in the 3rd round of the competition, after which a video of Casper Ruuds' most recent fan engagement was recently posted online by the Rolex Paris Masters organizers. A viewer questions Ruud about his main competition on the tour at the beginning of the video. In response, the 22-year-old brought up Andrei Rublev, pointing out that he's been beaten many times by the Russians. He claimed that because he still views himself as relatively young, he has not yet developed a rivalry of that nature with anyone. He acknowledged that he had frequently lost to Andrei Rublev. Ruud jokingly said that even if he consistently loses, he's working on how to win the next time, so perhaps he will get his chance soon. Next up, at number 6, Rafael Nadal. The only goal for Casper Ruud, in the words of his father, has always been to surpass opponent Rafael Nadal and become world number 1. He was questioned on his connection to Rafael Nadal. The Norwegian replied that their relationship had changed with time and that they were now rivals rather than just practice partners. Additionally, Ruud claimed that he has never defeated Nadal in any of the 2 sports, tennis or golf, in which they both excel. The 22-year-old acknowledged that he might never defeat him in either sport and asserted that the champion still prevails despite his older age. Nadal is unquestionably an excellent golfer. The player expressed his desire to defeat him at some point, but for the time being, he was content to simply play against his idol. Ruud's father remarked that Rafael Nadal had been his champion since he was a very little boy. He was highly interested in tennis and aspired to play on the same center court. His family was aware that he was on par with the best players and may even outperform the top 10. To at least make some Grand Slam quarterfinals this year was Ruud's main objective. Nadal and Ruud faced off once more at the Arena Parque Roca in Buenos Aires, just a few days after they first met during the round-robin round of the ATP Finals in Turin. It was the 22-time Grand Slam champion who prevailed after a thrilling match against the world number 3 and runners-up from this year's French Open and US Open. Coming up at number 5, Nick Kyrgios. Although many would expect the US Open semi-final between Casper Ruud and Nick Kyrgios to be heated, the Norwegian disclosed warming in their long-running feud. According to Ruud, it's better now that the two greet each other in the locker room after not even looking at each other for a while. There was a moment when their relationship was particularly tight as a result of comments made back and forth. This tension, which was brought on by a classic Kyrgios outburst during the 2019 Internazionale Biennale d'Italia match, in which the Australian was defaulted for hurling chairs at the audience, was well documented on the court and on social media. Ruud's remark in response to Kyrgios' serve in press set the stage for another classic Kyrgios jibe, in which he said he'd rather watch paint dry than watch Casper play tennis. Evidently, the two didn't discuss their differences in person until the Laver Cup in September of last year, when Kyrgios congratulated Ruud on winning a match and served as an icebreaker. According to Kyrgios, things are simpler now and things have been forgotten. Although things were spoken, there was no need for them to think back. He acknowledged that he is a fun player to watch, because you never know what will come out of his tongue or racket, but at least he approached him and expressed his happiness to see him play. The eventual Wimbledon finalist defeated Kyrgios in straight sets when they last squared off on hard courts at the BNP Paribas Open in March, but Kyrgios must first defeat Karen Khachanov in his quarterfinal after just ousting defending champion Daniil Medvedev in the 4th round. Moving on to number 4, Holger Rune. After Ruud's serve was broken during their match, Rune is claimed to have become so enraged that he yelled at his mother and forced her to leave the audience. According to the analyst for Eurosport, he allegedly told his mother that there was no use in remaining here if she couldn't assist, even though it appeared a little off balance. He broke the Norwegian serve back straight away in the following game, and the two were just as far behind. In a drawn-out second game, Ruud successfully broke Rune's serve after promptly winning the first one. When Rune eventually succeeded in serving a point, it was 5-0 thanks to the Norwegians' subsequent strong play. However, their hostility extends more than that, since they have been feuding for some time. The 19-year-old Rune battled back after going behind a set and a break, forcing Ruud into a protracted contest that ended with a solitary break in a tense 4th set. Even so, as the game came to a close, there were indications that things between them were not exactly right. All of that served as mere merely the prelude to what reportedly occurred after the game. Ruud allegedly confronted him in the locker room while screaming in his face. Ruud's father disputed that the incident ever even happened. The player responded that he only hugged friends when asked on social media why he didn't give his winning opponent a cheerier welcome at the net. Later, he addressed the claim in a video interview with Eurosport Norway, angrily denying the existence of the exchange. But it's safe to say that Holger Rune wasn't particularly captivated by the teen's behavior during their matches even before the issue began. Let's find out more on number 3, Carlos Alcaraz. In the third-place playoff on Sunday, the Norwegian world number 3 defeated Spanish world number 1, Carlos Alcaraz, with ease, winning 6-1, 6-4. Following brief preseasons, both players, who recently crossed paths in the US Open final in September, arrived in the UAE. Prior to the MWTC, Ruud had traveled with Rafael Nadal and had a week off, while Alcaraz had been working his way back from the abdominal injury that ended his season at the beginning of November. Ruud quickly took a one-set lead after just 26 minutes, demonstrating that he was the more skilled player and had recently spent more time on the court. Alcaraz much improved in the second set, but in the ninth game he gave up his serve, allowing Ruud to finish the match with ease. Alcaraz played in the MWTC for the first time since quitting in the quarterfinals of the Paris Masters 6 weeks prior, capping an incredible campaign that saw him win 5 titles and become the youngest world number 1 in ATP Tour history. Despite losing in straight sets to Andrei Rublev in his semifinal on Saturday, the Spanish teenager believes that his 2 matches in Abu Dhabi will aid him in his quest to get back in shape in time for the Australian Open. Alcaraz claimed that he had been practicing to raise his level and feel more at ease on the court. That is currently the only thing the young player wants to work on, but he could very easily grow into one of the most formidable players in the game. Up next, at number 2, Stefanos Tsitsipas. Stefanos Tsitsipas resumed his successful career in Abu Dhabi as the Greek player easily defeated Casper Ruuds 6-2, 6-2 to advance to the championship round. The Mubadala World Tennis Championship final will feature Stefanos Tsitsipas as one of the players. He has consistently displayed excellent tennis there, and in the most recent encounter, he defeated Ruud in straight sets. The Greeks won 6-2, 6-2 after controlling play essentially from the beginning. Ruud was clearly rusty, and he never felt completely at ease during the game. Since returning from his tour to South America with Nadal, he hadn't played much, and it was obvious. Tsitsipas recently performed in Saudi Arabia and appeared to have a much better rhythm throughout the match. He excelled with his serve, smashing 10 aces and conceding just 3 points after his first serve. Finally, at number 1, Cameron Norrie. The British number 1 Cameron Norrie is also willing to push the envelope and rise in the rankings, so Casper Ruud is not the only one looking for more next season. To win his first Grand Slam, Norrie has been extremely driven. He claimed that because he had a really excellent year, last year wasn't a surprise. He's had a good year till now, but he said that he knew he was capable of more and wishes he played a bit better. However, he believes that is simply how his expectations shift over time. Last year, he came in either 10th or 11th, so with Wimbledon not giving any points, it'll be difficult to finish about the same this year. Overall, it was a successful year with many excellent victories. We have higher and higher hopes for him in 2023, and we're all looking forward to seeing how he will evolve as a player. We believe that Ruud will find playing Cameron challenging, because going against him requires serious patience. He always moves his opponents about a lot, so if Ruud waits too long, he will beat him to the punch, and he'll have to go for the shot the moment he gets the chance. And with that, that's a wrap for this video. What did you think of Casper Ruuds' career so far, and which of his opponents was the most fearsome? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.